For the last month, I've been practicing for my first sim drifting competition. Every single day, practicing different tracks and trying different tunes. And in my past 2 videos, I've been sharing everything I've learned with you guys. And honestly, I felt like I was ready for the competition. But in the competition, one tiny mistake can turn a month of work into a total disaster. I woke up at 6:30 a.m. so I could get at least an hour of solo practice before the driver's meeting at 8 a.m. So I headed over to a track that I've never driven before, Bahrain International Circuit. So I went and put down a few laps just to get in the correct mindset for the competition. But it took me a very long time just to get one clean lap. And naturally, this made me very nervous. I already have pretty bad anxiety, so this made it even worse. Many attempts later, I finally put down a decent lap, and here it is. That was the only clean lap I got, and it was terrible, and it made me even more anxious for the competition. After all those terrible laps, it was finally time for the driver's meeting. During the meeting, the officials went over the track layout, the correct line, clipping points, and how the judging system would work. And the judging system was very interesting. They were using a brand new automated judging system for qualifying, which judged where your front axle is for inner clips and where your rear axle is for outer zones. This meant that the judging for qualifying was going to be very strict, which made me even more nervous. Then they told us the qualifying order. There was a total of 57 drivers, and I was the 52nd to go, which took some of the edge off. At 9 a.m., they finally gave us the new tracks and opened the server so we could start practicing. So I downloaded the track and hopped into the server. Sadly, my assetto corsa replay for practice corrupted, so I can't get the third-person POV, but I still have the first person. Third person will come back later on in the video. So for my first few runs, I was really struggling. I couldn't even finish a lap. And this made me even more anxious. I started to think that I wasn't even going to be able to qualify. And then I undeafened the driver's Discord and heard this.
Guys, I'm gonna score a 0.
Don't worry, you're not gonna be the only one.
I'm gonna score something, but
I gotta run, but it wasn't good.
I'm gonna score something, but it's gonna be in the 60s.
Bro, my highest run so far was like a 56.
And after hearing that, I knew I wasn't alone. But I still had a lot of work to do, and we had about 30 minutes before qualifying, so I had to get to work. At 10 a.m., qualifying finally started, and by this time, I had put down a few decent runs, which had really helped my confidence. So, all I had to do was wait for my turn, which took about an hour because of how many drivers there were. And as the qualifying order got closer to me, I was literally starting to shake. My nerves were through the roof because I just did not want to let you guys down. And about an hour later, it was my turn to qualify. Pulling up to the line, my nerves were at an all-time high. Then I officially started my first qualifying run. Then coming up to the entry, I flicked it in way too hard, which caused me to almost over-rotate, but my line was terrible going into outer zone 1. I barely got to it. Then I transitioned for outer zone 2, which was pretty good, then got into outer zone 3 perfectly. But as I came into inner clip 2, I washed out a little wide, which messed my line up for outer zone 4, causing me to hit inner clip 3. Then barely got to outer zone 5, then transitioned for the wall ride.
Darian Base in Team Unknowns has 15. And he makes it off of the line clean this time. 3 starts for Kane. Really fine, going for a big clip. Hits that inside clip pretty well, but has a big bobble trying to get out to outside zone 1. Fills 1 and 2, all of 3. Little shallow on that inside clip 2, but fills all up outside zone 4. Hits the inside clip 3 with a center punch and gets in the outside 5 a little late. but wraps it back around and pushes it out to the wall. Able to get both wheels into the box, but could not hold it for a 56.5.
So I got a 56 for my first run, which was terrible. So I had to lock in for my second. The pressure was on. This time coming into the entry, I was very cautious with how much angle I threw at it, and I nailed it, which helped my line coming into inner clip 1 and outer zone 1. And I transitioned a little later to get into outer zone 2 and outer zone 3. Made sure I used more throttle coming into inner clip 2, which helped my line coming into outer zone 4. Then coming into inner clip 3, I kind of bogged the motor, which kind of messed up my angle, but I still got outer zone 5 perfectly. Then transitioned a little late and the momentum made me drop a tire. Then I thought I was home free. But coming into the final section of the wall, I tapped it. But as I tapped it, I was going over the finish line. So I did not know if this run would count.
We got him back to the line. He's staged up. He's ready to go. After that start chicane. Initiates in that S15 Sylvia. Very nice on that first inside clip. As wraps around outside zone number 1. Fill the majority of that zone there. Transition through 2 again. Fill the majority of that. Almost perfect. Same deal with outside zone number 3. Keeping it rolling. Grabs inside clip number 2 perfectly. Outside zone 4. Grabbing most of that. And inside clip number 3. Outside zone 5 could have been in a little bit earlier. We bring it out to the wall here to end off this run. And holding the car all the way. Oh, and unfortunately he does grab the wall at the end there. And that is going to cause him to crash. I'm not sure if that's going to hold a score. We might see that one 0 out. We'll have to see what they say about it.
And it looks like that second run was judged at a 71.7, which will be his score for qualifying.
So that run got a 71, which put me in 17th place. And I was okay with that because of all my practice runs were terrible. Then we had an hour break, and they allowed us to practice during that hour. But this was the same week as my finals, so I had to study a little bit. After about 10 to 15 minutes of studying, I went to go get some more practice. And honestly, I was putting down some really good runs, so this gave me a lot of confidence going into my top 32 battle. Now it's 2 p.m. and we finally start top 32 battles, and I'm in the lead position first. And my heart rate was through the roof. And as the lights came on, we went for it. On the run-up, I gained a lot of space, and my entry was okay, but my line wasn't the best, and this allowed him to catch up coming into outer zone 1. Right now, I'm just trying to put down the best lead run I possibly can, and they're doing a decent job in chasing. Every once in a while, you see them pop in the frame. But coming into inner clip 3, for some reason, I shifted down to second, which I've never done before, and this made the car act completely different during this part of the track. Then I realized I can barely get to the wall, and I looked down and saw I was in second, so I shifted up, causing me to hit the wall. Then they hit me.
As we send Logan through the start chicane, firing off a little bit of a slow roll on initiation as he's getting a gap pulled on him, but he's closing the door, working his way back in. There's no... And he almost straightens there on that transition, puts it into the door, and he's fighting just to stay in this battle. Pushing. They make it into the last outside zone, and he is just getting a gap pulled on him. As they come into contact with each other over the line.
With all my mistakes in the lead, I knew I had to make it up in the chase, so the pressure was on. And as the lights counted down, I didn't go anywhere. Then I realized I made the stupidest mistake I could have made. I left the car in neutral, and now I have to play catch up. And in drifting, once you're left behind, you've already lost. All you can do is pray that they mess up.
And the light is on and away we go. Well, looks like maybe a little bit of sleeping at the line from Darian. Let's play a little bit of catch up on the straight here as they go ahead and initiate. Logan, very nice on that first inside clip and a very well-established gap right out of the gate. Well, looks like very much so exceeding the zone is Darian in the chase. Logan just going to keep on going. And at this point, it looks like, Logan with a major mistake there, not getting out to that outside zone and straightening a little bit as he goes for that last transition. A little bit of an over angle, and now we start to see Darian catching up a little bit, but as soon as Logan gets it back into control, he just starts taking off again.
It was a terrible run, and here's what the judges had to say about it.
All right, we came down with the decision of giving Logan Mitch the win. First run, on the last turn, there was a little bit of small contact, so we gave that fault to both drivers. Second run, there was just a lot of proximity. It was really hard for the chase to make all of that up, so overall, Logan will get the win.
And I got knocked out of top 32. And it really sucks because of the way I lost. I didn't hit the lead car or go flying off track. I left the car in neutral, which is such a stupid mistake to make, but my nerves got the best of me. But I'm gonna use this as motivation to keep pushing to become a pro, and I'm gonna document my whole experience. So like and subscribe, and come back to follow me on my journey.